You can record this time? Alright. Video everybody real quick. Pay attention, Ryan. You too. You gonna record this time? You gotta face towards this time, bro. You gotta like keep it face towards me. Okay. Alright. This is my speech. This will be about video games. Is everybody paying attention?
Yes.
Alright.
Alright, just a minute. Do I have to videotape that?
No. He wants video tape this time, so we'll let him. Now, my speech will be about video games. So, everyone says video games are wrong. For children specifically. Normally, everyone's heard this at least once in your life. Your parent goes, video games are bad for children. You're not supposed to play them. They make you violent. Well, turns out that might not be all too true. So, during this little study, we found out video games make people, specifically teenagers or young teens, closely, 13, 18-ish, roughly between those. It turns their brains on. It makes them think a little faster, requires cognitive ability, thus improving their reaction time, their ability to adapt to things. It creates this sense of like, I have to like process this, right? And so one of the smaller facts that was done, I don't remember which specific school, but I know it was college, I think in England. They said that video games require cognitive ability, thus improve their ability to comprehend. So it's one of those practice repractice kind of things. Another little fun fact about the whole games and things is video games require attention but can also be used with family bonding. All things are bad if not done in moderation, but video games can also improve family bonds. For example, Mario. Mario is always a good one. Everyone knows Mario is something you can play with your friends, your family, or you can play it alone if you want. So Mario is always one of my go-tos because it's like very adaptive. It requires teamwork, it requires a whole lot of just talking to everyone, right? It also requires cognitive ability by, hey, there's an enemy here, I need to go around or through. And so, it requires just a little bit of everything for everybody. Another one that I like to talk about, like I said, talking about my first little section, is games make people violent. That's not true. It's the parents that make them violent if they don't teach them right or moderate the games. I say this meaning video games don't make children violent, it's the parents raising the child. It's very simple for a parent to go, oh, they played games and they hurt somebody, it must be the game's fault. But a parent can easily prevent this by saying, I don't let my child play games, or they only play 2 hours a day. If you look at different people, different families, you can compare the two, right? So this generation, my generation specifically, you can see this very, very broad reach of how many games affect children. I had games my entire life, it was done in moderation. My mom said, after you get your homework done, do whatever you want for the rest of the night. My brother was allowed to play video games all day if he wanted. My littlest brother. If you look at him compared to me, he's a lot less productive, but then again, he's also a little younger than me. So we don't quite blame him too much, but if you look at all of us, you can see a difference between the generations and how much games have affected us. So one of my favorite things is the parenting, right? If a parent doesn't moderate it, eventually the child will get addicted, will become very prone to, I don't want to do this, I have games I can play instead of school. That kind of thing. They also start suffering from withdrawal. They eventually start avoiding their family. That's something I am a little bit prone to, sadly. I'm working on it a little bit, but if you look at my littlest brother, it's so bad. He said he doesn't like to eat food because he doesn't want to get off the TV. So games, if you don't do them in moderation, they're bad, but if you take care of it, they're actually a good thing, unlike what most parents tell you. And that would be the end of my speech. And then don't stop it.
Questions?
Yeah, I was just gonna grab the phone for questions. Name it.
So what would you say to someone who argues that playing too many video games develops kind of a lack of empathy for others because they're focused primarily on themselves and detached from killing per se?
So someone who creates that little detachment, that little like killing's not that bad, that also falls in relation to the parent. Does the parent have that strong sense of justice? So, like for example, my father. He always goes, my morals are super simple to understand. If you kill someone, you're a bad person in my opinion. You can't kill somebody once and only kind of be a murderer, right? And so if someone who is detached lost that sense of thing, it ties into the parent's teachings. So a parent who doesn't teach their children very much is more likely, like a parent who doesn't teach their child very much that killing is wrong, they eventually then develop that habit. It can have a little bit to do with the game, but again, just that moderation always plays an effect. If it's only like an hour a day, it's very unlikely to happen, though it can happen depending on the parent. Any other questions? No? All right, that'd be it.